Hi, welcome back to Wicked Wise. Sorry I haven't been on in a while. I get on when I can because I do have a full-time job and I take care of my grandson. So I've been getting questions about how CPS or why CPS was at my house that night. The reason they were at my house that night was over these. CBD. Okay? CBD. No THC, no Delta 8, just regular CBD gummies. Okay? So we had a rogue that called and said that my grandson, ironically, as you can see, they're just plain CD. There's not even 0.3 THC in these. But said that my grandson was in her emergency room and that he was stoned off his gorge, which is absolutely a lie. So, after they did all these tests on him, and the poison control talked to the attending medical professionals, which was two, a pediatrician and a emergency room doctor, they said all you can do is monitor him. Fine. They monitored him. I left, and my daughter called me and was in tears and said, CPS is here. I said, okay, I'm on my way. So I get back to the emergency room, and I go in and talk to my daughter, and I said, well, what did she say to you? What did you say to her? She said, I said nothing to her other than I'm calling my parent advocate. And the lady, Zariah, left the room. Well, she comes back in the room, and I asked her, why are you here? Oh, well, we got a complaint that the baby ate CBD gummies. I said, okay, why are you here? So then she proceeded to ask me who I was. I said, my name is Tiffany Wise. I'm a parent advocate. It just so happens that this is my daughter and this is my grandson. Well, after that, this bitch thought she was going to ignore me, and she proceeded to talk to my daughter. Now, safety plans are voluntary, okay? You have to give consent for any government agency, right? Consent to do anything other than a crime. So she tells my child that if she doesn't sign this safety plan, they're taking this baby into custody. Excuse me. Aren't those voluntary? She said, yes. I said, well, we don't consent. She again looked at my daughter and said, if you do not sign the safety plan, we're taking the baby into custody. So I looked at my daughter and I said to her, do you consent? She said no. My exact words were, tell this bitch you don't consent. She said, I don't consent. The lady said, so you all just don't want to talk about what happened? I said, you know what? Now I'm invoking her rights. We're not talking to you. We don't have anything to say to you. And we don't consent. So she leaves. Okay? The doctor comes in. It's now 9:40 because I looked at my phone. He says, baby's fine. Blood work came back fine. 20 minutes, we're releasing you. We're coming to take out this IV in the baby's arm, and you can go. So, 10 minutes to 10, they come in. The nurse takes out the IV, brings in the discharge papers. We leave. Now, this woman told CPS and the police that I'm yelling and screaming at her. Well, that's not the case either. If I was yelling and screaming at her on this particular night in Winchester Medical Center, there was a lot of police around. There was the Winchester police, the Winchester sheriff, the county sheriff, and I believe a state trooper was there. We walked past everybody. We walked past them. if I was screaming at her, trust and believe they would have came to the room. So she lied. So I tell my daughter to go home. The baby's dad had just got home. Take him to see his dad and make sure you get him something to eat, because we'd been there since like 5:45 or 4:45. We'd been there a long time. So I followed her to her exit, and I took my exit. And then that's when she came with the police to my door. And her exact words in front of the police were, "Because you all left, I was told to bring the police and come." She also said that I kept saying, "Why are you here?" That's not true. I knew they were coming. My exact words to my daughter when she said, "Mom, what about CPS?" I said, "Don't worry about CPS. I got CPS." So that infuriated me. Then, when I did the Freedom of Information Act and found out that the police were clearly aware that this baby was discharged, that did infuriate me. It's a civil complaint. The police should only get involved if there's a crime. That's why the police are the police. Crime, not civil. So like I told her, and you saw it if you saw my video. If you didn't, there's 4 or 5 of them up. Go watch them. I don't care how many police you bring to my home. They know they can't enter my house without a warrant. You are not being invited into my home because I hate CPS. CPS are the scum of the scum of the scum of the earth. They hate me. Good, because I hate you too. There's no hard feelings. These people had the nerve to call me belligerent. Fine, I'll be belligerent because I know my rights. And what you're not going to do is you're not going to take any rights. Not while I'm around. And my daughter is not the first person I've advocated for. Over 30 years, how many people do you actually think that I've helped? A lot. A lot. They thought that this was my first rodeo. They thought they were going to intimidate me. They thought that I was just going to roll over and be like, "Oh, just come on in, she'll sign." Bullshit. We don't sign shit for CPS. We don't talk to CPS. We don't cooperate with CPS. I've even gone as far as to the judge when she tried to make me cooperate with CPS in front of God and everybody in her own courtroom. Don't make me leave your courtroom and go call a civil rights attorney. Her exact words were, "I'm going to give you what you want, Miss Wise." Yeah, because I refuse to allow you, the judge, to violate my rights. Now, when we did go to court, and I'll get into another episode of what actually happened, just know the case not only got thrown out of court, but when they retaliated against my daughter, it was overturned. The reason I didn't go back in front of that judge is because once she saw my name, she handed it off to another judge because she knew once I went in front of her, I wasn't going to say I'm leaving your courtroom and calling a civil rights attorney. This time I was going to flat out tell her, I'm suing you for violating my rights, my daughter's rights, my grandson's rights, the father's rights, and everybody's rights who were involved. Because it wasn't just me, my daughter, the baby, and his father. It was my husband, my other grandchildren, and my daughter-in-law. So, with that being said, I hope to have people come on my show soon. And I just took a minute to do this little 9-10 minute video to tell you how it led up to CPS coming to my home. CBD. And by the way, I called the fraud department on nurse Lexi. And I am going to put her name out there because I'm not done with her either. She lied and she got fired. So with that, hit like, subscribe, and share. I'll be on another day. Have a great day. Watch my videos.